Hey Facebook friends, what's up? Happy Wednesday and welcome to my little, what appears to be my little Wednesday cooking show. I am sharing with you a quick and easy way to make a salad, a dinner salad, and how to make this dinner salad even more easy to execute on a weeknight like tonight. So this is a recipe from the Fix8 cookbook. So it's for toasted kale salad. It's 21-day fix approved. It's super easy, but the recipe calls for starting with raw chicken and making your own croutons. And I'm going to show you how to cut those steps out and make it even faster. Now, kale is very hearty. It's like a very crunchy, very dark green, very filled with antioxidant rich leaf. And it's really good. It's very filling. And this looks like a ton. So me, Mark, and Sophie will eat almost all of this tonight. But honestly, when you start cooking it, it shrivels up because we're going to lightly toast this. So it will condense very quickly. So don't be intimidated by the amount of kale. I'm telling you, you'll be looking for more by the time this is all said and done. So you're going to make this a really hearty dinner salad because you want it to be filling. And I'm telling you what, the kale is going to fill you up. I know you're thinking like salad, how's like, it's just trust me, it's going to work. So what you want to do is if you're measuring, you'll use your cups and we will do 2 greens for each salad. Sophie won't get as much, but Mark and I are going to do 2 greens of this and you just seriously jam it in your cup. Right? Because if it fits, that's what makes it count. And if you go a little over on your greens, that's not going to be the biggest deal in the world because greens is what you want the most of. So seriously, you just jam your greens in there, and I'll do this 4 times and then I'll throw a little bit in for Sophie. But that's how we're going to get like this to be a really hearty salad. I'm just going to jam this in there and then you're going to toast it up. What I did for the chicken to save time so I don't have to cook chicken, I didn't have to cook it in advance because I hear that from people all the time. It doesn't taste good if you reheat it. Cool it, people. Here's what you're going to do. Get yourself a rotisserie chicken and you take the skin off of it, okay? You don't need the skin. Take the skin off of it. Just get a plain rotisserie chicken. And here you go. If you want to make your own in the pressure cooker or crock pot, you can do that too. But if you want to save time, go to Giant Eagle, get a chicken. They're $7. And you'll get a bunch of chicken for dinner and you'll have some left over. So chicken you're going to measure out in your red container. Now for a dinner salad, you can do 2 servings of red if you're used to having 2 proteins. Typically Mark and I both, by dinner time, we just need 1 red left over. So we'll do 1, and if we're still a little bit hungry, I'll throw a little bit more chicken on there. It's not going to be the end of the world, but if you're really paying attention, you're just going to use however many containers that you have allocated for dinner. And this is about 3/4 of a cup. So again, this is going to be a portion of chicken. This is what a portion of chicken should look like. And that'll help speed it up too. So all you have to do with the chicken then is, this is what I do. I put the chicken in the pan first with a little bit of chili powder just to lightly heat it up. You don't want to dry out your chicken so you're not cooking it in there too long. If you want to put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil in your pan, go right ahead. I don't. I'm just kind of like, you can spray it, or if you have teaspoons, you'll do your olive oil and you'll just heat it up very lightly. You're not like, you know, trying to char grill this thing. You just want to heat it up. Little bit of chili powder. Take the chicken out of the pan. Put your toasted kale on. Again, you need to be paying attention to your kale, otherwise it will burn because it's going to condense and it's going to shrink up quickly. So pay attention to your kale, put it in your hot pan. Your kale goes in first, top it with your chicken, and then you can do croutons. If you want to make your own croutons, you need to get some bread. Sprouted grain bread is what the recipe in the book calls for. But remember, I don't have time to deal with croutons and making homemade croutons tonight. I mean, technically I could. It doesn't take a lot of time, but I don't want to deal with it. So I'm not. So I just get some good croutons from the store, like whole grain, organic, whatever you want to get. Just get a couple croutons and then you'll measure them out. It'll be about half of one of these containers of croutons. You can then crumble them up because that'll spread it out even more, and you won't, you know, you'll still get that nice crunch from your croutons. And then you get to add dressing. The lemon Dijon dressing is delicious. Mark made ours today. So if you have a Bullet or a Ninja or something, that's going to make your life a heck of a lot easier. You just slap all the ingredients in your blender and whip it up. And then we're gonna measure that in your orange container. I do not use a lot of dressing. If you are not currently measuring your dressing, you're in for a rude awakening because you probably don't think you're using a lot, or you're using way too much and you're just not even thinking about it. But like, it adds up fast. It's like, a lot of dressings are very heavy in fat, so you should be measuring. I use 1 tablespoon of dressing on almost any salad, and sometimes even that is too much. So I recommend using your container or a tablespoon to measure your dressing. You will drizzle the dressing on your salad with your croutons, and basically that's it. So it will look like this when it is all said and done, and it is amazing. Even if you're not a fan of kale, because kale does have a little bit of an earthier taste, and it's not like spinach, which is pretty innocuous, or iceberg lettuce, if that's what you grew up on, that like me. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's so much better for you. It's just packed with so many more vitamins. All dark leafy green veggies typically are. When you toast it, it takes out a lot of that bitterness, so it tastes different. It tastes better. You might actually like it. So if you haven't had a good experience with kale, you can still try this, and there's a good chance that you might like it, especially with the chicken and the lemon Dijon dressing. It could be your jam. You won't know until you try. And honestly, this is going to be so simple, like 5 minutes, like simple, because the dressing was done already, and that only took Mark like 5 minutes to make anyway, because there's not a lot of ingredients, and he used our blender. So I encourage you to try this. All you need is a head of kale, a rotisserie chicken, a bag of croutons, and someone to make your dressing like Mark Smith. If you don't have Mark, then you just need to make it yourself, and it's really not that big a deal. So if you have any questions, let me know, but this is super easy. We're gonna have this for dinner tonight. I need to get it made because my family will be home in approximately 7 minutes. So I have 7 minutes to execute this dinner. Be on the lookout to see if I make the cut. Challenge accepted. See ya.